Hello everyone, and we are back live on the stream. I am Junchan, and today is our streaming tool stream. And well, if you're new to the channel, we are doing mostly functional programming during the week, and 3 times a week we do PureScript, and we're working on this real-time collaborative text data structure called a Chronofold, and we're currently implementing a prototype. It's actually now a browser-based prototype instead of a Virtual Studio extension, a Visual Studio Code extension. And on Tuesdays and Thursdays, we are aiming to set up a n-body physics simulation in Haskell running on the GPU. And to get there, we have a number of basically tooling hurdles that we're still going through right now. So we don't have anything running. We're trying to get the basic example to compile. But today, and I'm actually streaming right now an hour ahead, and I might go for a couple of hours before signing off. And just before I get into the program for today, I'm also probably going to be gaming a little bit later, at probably around 5 p.m. my time, and going back to RimWorld, although I have been thinking a little bit about switching to Factorio, and I'll talk more about this during the gaming stream. Although, actually, I'll talk a little bit about it maybe right now, just to say that one of my favorite educators in the realm of functional programming is Bartosz Milewski, and he is going to do a talk which involves Factorio. He's going to use Factorio as in the, where is it? Not Factoria, Factorio, right, for Lambda days. Usually talks about very abstract stuff, but this time he wants to put some fun into functional programming and illustrate simple and advanced concepts using a computer game called Factorio. Things like a conveyor belt is a functor. So that sounds totally awesome. It's coming in for Lambda Days 2021, which will be online and is 16th and 17th of February, if I'm not mistaken. Let's double check this. 16 to 19 of February. So yeah, I've only done 2 RimWorld streams, and so maybe I'll go on for a little bit before switching to Factorio, but I'd love to be putting a little bit of work into this ahead of Bartosz talk. So going back to today, basically, I started streaming only about now. I mean, maybe just about a month ago, I think, maybe a little bit more. Well, there's always things that I'm learning about my streaming setup, and since I'm a software engineer, then it also sometimes I have ideas about, oh, hey, wouldn't it be nice if we had a tool that did this or that? And so there's a kind of a really pie in the sky, really fairly high bar in terms of an objective here, which I'm still interested in, but which is this idea of how do we go from the type of stream that I do, like a 4-hour Twitch stream, to a compressed 10-minute YouTube video that contains, highlight, maybe it's more educational, or extract some of the important bits out of the stream. How do we do that? And how do we do that, obviously, in the most streamlined way? So that's some of the stuff that I've been thinking about in the previous streams on Saturdays, and that led me to basically try and design some ideas in this ASCII visual tool here. That's not the most recent that we've done. I think this is the most recent here. Yeah, there we go. And so the idea would be to it's a user experience or user interface design for a tool that would be kind of straddling between the Twitch and YouTube world, and therefore between this kind of Streamlabs and maybe Premiere or iMovie sort of space, and which involves also maybe picking some ideas from the VJ tools, and try and bridge the gap between live performance and then sort of more tightly produced YouTube videos. So that's really that's most of what's been the content of the previous stream. But before getting into that, and we might get back into this in the second part of the stream, but there's a number of just more like either housekeeping stuff or sort of simple things that I'm trying to do that I've listed here that I feel, that justify, in fact, starting a little bit ahead today and just doing this live on screen because this is what I like to do, right? I'm working and learning in the open. That's sort of the concept here. And, just as a disclaimer, if you're new here, I like to follow tangents. And, this is not my day job, so I can afford to, not find the fastest, quickest way from A to B. I can leisurely stroll along the various, along different paths and follow my curiosity, and therefore I, for myself at least, keep some energy and motivation and passion in what I'm doing, and hopefully that also has some impact on you, the viewer. And as I said, I'm starting, so things might change, and definitely welcome feedback. Talk to me about things, the stream and some of the stuff that I'm doing on my other series. And I have this method where I'm, maintaining this log, and it's evolved a bit. It used to be one single log, and now I've started to split it by the series that we have now. So the Chronofold series, the Haskell, the PureScript series, the Haskell series, and the kind of streaming tool series that we're doing today. I have some things also that sort of are on the back burner and that are not yet necessarily scheduled or that we're working on, again, a little bit on the side. And so that's what you're seeing here on the right of my screen. And yeah, I think I've been, first thing I'll do is I'll try and sync up this to-do list there with the to-do list that I have here. I think it's a bit of a mix of things. So I'll start by sort of organizing myself just a tiny bit. So we split the log files. That was more of a housekeeping thing. I want to put, I've started doing this off stream today. I started putting titles on my YouTube video. So I get back to this. And I had some other ideas, and so like adding highlight comments. So that might be something we don't tackle today, but Streamojis is something that is a quite fun thing that I really want to get into today. And right, there's other things like YouTube intro video. That means, on my YouTube channel, it would be nice to have something that welcome people landing in there. Right now, mostly my channel is, just a raw export of all the streams. I think there's a few playlists. Yeah, there's a few playlists, but there's definitely more to do in this area. So I want to give that a little bit more love, and then have an intro video. Would be part of something that's fairly standard, where I would welcome and explain what the channel is about. So maybe I'll this makes me realize that there is a YouTube category that is emerging right here. So I'll definitely put this as a little indented thing. And I think there's also there's things we want to do on Twitch as well. I realized there's something on the About section that's kind of a bit off. And then maybe links. Something I've been wondering about, like how do you link to Discord? There's a couple of Discords that I'm using now. And let's see. So those fit, I think, into sort of the environment and sort of housekeeping thing, and then more in the sort of tools thinking and design category. Then when I signed off on the last Saturday stream, then I was thinking about paper prototypes. Oh, I realized that I don't have music going. Let me put some music. All right. Right. One of the things that I thought would be interesting to do, and I actually have this here, paper prototype, is that as I was doing these kind of design ideas here, there's something that emerges that needs a little bit more zooming in, which is basically trying to come up with a workflow that we can then later automate with the tool. But zoom in on some of the more tricky things that, basically would convert a 4-hour stream into a 10 to 20 minute well-produced YouTube video. What are some of the challenges for this? And so that's what I call like paper, air quote, right, prototype. That's a concept that comes from UX design. It's really trying to, instead of trying to code something first, which might come with like a little bit of, it might take time, you just draw it on paper and just like, pretend that it's an app and use that to quickly get a first sense of whether some of your ideas are working or not, or whether they can be improved. And that feedback loop to throw the piece of paper away and redraw another one, as opposed to opening your code and like changing it. And it's really meant to make the feedback loop much faster. So that was the idea. The idea was, okay, maybe we can use not my YouTube intro video actually, but the stream I did on like the taster on type level programming. That's something that I actually scripted, and I'm going to put the Twitch link on it. Let's see. So that wouldn't be in Stream Manager. That would be in the video producer, I think. Yeah. I have a taster on type level programming, which I haven't yet exported to YouTube. And so, second part of the stream, if you get to that, the idea is, okay, how do we get this 1 hour and a half stream to like, I don't know, 5 minutes? Try to pick up the best pieces based on the script there. So that's really trying to make this idea a little bit more concrete and maybe find out more things about how we should design things. So log is really more design about the log interface because it plays into this. Something I thought about earlier this morning was this idea of highlight commands. That also fits into basically the idea that maybe from the log or as part of the log that some markers are published. So even maybe as part of the paper prototype, maybe even before producing a 20-minute YouTube video, how about instead we publish 10 bookmarks that we add into the YouTube comments, and that allow people to just find the stuff that they're interested in. So it kind of like is a bit about indexing and sort of findability in some ways, because we want this to be maybe search index, search engine, findable or optimized. And it plays a little bit into the titles as well. So it's titles and markers or comments, and seeing how we can play with that, because I think that might be a fairly low-cost way to kind of achieve something similar. Even if it's not a 1 to 20-minute well-produced YouTube video, it still would allow people to get more out of existing streams, and then we could maybe, go further on that and automate some aspects and like actually do an edit, right? Okay, so research on existing tooling. Okay, that's something that we actually also did have in this. And what do we have here? Transpose back. Right. Okay. So all these things I might get into on the second part of the stream, but right now I want to do more housekeeping things. So Streamojis, that's actually something that kind of fits in the stream category. And sound, I think, that's interesting. think I might actually list the things that kind of impact what's happening on stream also here. So this is a bit of like kind of script automation, I would say, and meaning here like using the Pomodoro technique to take breaks, for instance. That would be an interesting feature to bring in, but I'm interested in sort of generalizing this to, you know, any rule that is kind of time driven. Because I have a secret idea which goes further than Streamojis, which is to, it's not going to be so secret anymore, to think about adaptive music. And I've actually started to do some work on that off screen, but I'll probably do this, I'll probably introduce this a little bit later. Sound, well, right, actually this is solved. I got, I think, my noise floor to a really acceptable level, and I am now actually monitoring Pretzel on my headphones, and I think my gains. So this is all done. That's good. And then Twitch spam. So we're not filtering this specifically, but yeah, we can leave it around here. Okay, so let's get to it. Maybe let's do simple things first. About sections on both stream and whatnot. So let's look at our homepage there. Okay. Right, so this panel I think is outdated now. I should replace this with my log, I believe. That's the, you know, the list of things that I think are worth for my viewers to know. So I'll just yeah, submit that. And let's go back to the panel. So that's the, yeah, that's the panel. Okay. I mean, it's not pretty or anything, right? What, I mean, is there another panel that we want to put in there? Nah, I don't think so. We have the YouTube link. And we could add more links. How do people link Discord from Twitch? How do people do this in general? I mean, go ahead and sync your Twitch account with your Discord by going to user settings, Twitch integration FAQ. Integration block. Okay, let's try and do this. I'll bring up Discord. Where are you? You are not started. Okay. Probably need to add this to my list of to my checklists. I'm going to do this now. Checklist, chatty, Discord. Okay, where do I start? How do I set up a sub-only server? Okay, is that the thing? Sync your Discord account with your partner Twitch. Oh, partner Twitch account. We can't do that. So we don't have a partner account. So let me double check that that's true. Oh, I need to change my status. Online. Okay. You know what, I'll do this on the screen. So I actually also don't know what streamer mode is, but this, oh, that must mean that I'm on stream there. Does it mean that? I have no idea. So those aren't the server settings. those are so the server settings are here, I believe. Server settings, integrations, and let's double check that we cannot integrate for streamers. Go to user setting connections, Twitch, or user settings. Okay, user settings, connections. Oh, is that to hide things? I have no idea. What is streamer mode? Let's find out. Streamer mode. Is Discord safety facility that changes what your viewer can see when enabled? Blocks, pop-ups, private messages, and invitation. Okay, I see. So I'll deactivate that and put it off screen, and then do the user settings thing, connections. And I am connected on Twitch, yes. So, okay. But, so then I don't see integration, and I suppose that's because I don't have partner status, I imagine. There is no integration, yeah, in the user settings. And, yeah, server settings, integrations. Yeah, no such thing in here. Set up a server and sync it to the Twitch account by using Twitch integration. I don't see. Maybe that's something else. No, this must be in service. Yeah, no, there is no such thing there. Once you've done this, you'll find new permissions. We don't have that. Okay, so I guess we have none of this. So, okay, so then Twitch, Discord, invite link, because it seems like invites are short-lived. So Discord invite. Just mention that you have a Discord. Is that the way? If you have only 3-4 viewers per screen, there's no need for you to need a bot for you to do this. Set up a command to show the link, but fire it off yourself when actually saying, hey, I'm going to pop the Discord link in chat. Come hang out with us there, blah. Okay. This is the way to do it. Automation is nice if it's a background thing, but honestly, the last thing I would want is something that feels like an upsell when clicking the follow button. Oh, okay. Joining a Discord is very much something that people want to do and know to look for a link. Yet you've already decided when to grab the link. Okay, yeah, I guess that makes sense. Okay, good. What else do we have then? Let's go back to our log. Yeah, so in the about section, I guess, yeah, I mean, Twitch is a bit weird with that, I suppose. Maybe I could put more thing in there. I don't know if it makes sense, but I think that's fine. So, okay, link to Discord. So that's an, you know, we'll say like just paste the link in chat is the way to go, and then we'll say that that's sold, so is about. Okay, so yeah, just before going to the fun thing, YouTube. Yeah, how do I add a featured channel for, yeah. So, you know, in YouTube, there's a channels tab. And so you should be able to feature other channels, but I couldn't find where to do that. So YouTube, feature channels. How to add featured channels. On the right side of your channel homepage, when you include friends. Okay, so that's here. Maybe also here, I don't know. Oh, featured channel. Go to your YouTube channel page and click the add channels below featured channels. Okay, do we have such a thing? Home. Okay, maybe we need to expand. Or click this. No. So not there yet. About? No. So indeed, I still cannot find it. But this seems old. So let's find something that comes from maybe last year. Customize channel layout. Featured channel on YouTube. Featured sections. Yes, this I saw, but no, I don't see anything about featured channels. Featured channels on YouTube. My channel. Move to the featured channels section. Your channels are already not the same language. Featured channel section. There is no such. I mean, that should be the thing, but wow, such. Oh, featured section. Can I add featured channels? Add a new channel on YouTube. All right, and the masters. And how does this pop up then? Is it? It's not in this. It's only. Where is it even? Did I need to save something? Yeah, publish. Still not. Wow. Such section content, video spotlight, layout. So in theory, this should appear, I suppose, in here, right? And somewhere below. Maybe we should do an incognito window, see how this turns out from this angle. Okay, all right. And how about channels? Okay, oh, finally. Poof. And yes, that's great. So that's done. And then I suppose it would be nice to have a section for each of my series and then also create playlists for it. So let's do that. Playlists. So I have a Paraspera playlist and yeah, that's great, but edit maybe? Edit title. Oh my god, this is such a poorly designed interface. It's incredible. Wow. So I don't even know how to edit that thing. So I think maybe it needs to happen from the video itself. So let's load the video and then do the adding from here. Yeah, it is what it is. Oh boy. Okay. So no way to do this in a batched way. Okay. So I think number 4 got lost inside the ether. I misclicked on Twitch, I think. 7, 8, 9. Wow, such a waste of time. 11. 11, 12, 12B. Oh, I have two 12Bs. Okay, so I can remove one of those, but first I'll do 12A. And 12B. Okay, I need to remove this one if that's possible. Edit. And must be here. Delete. Okay. So now, how is our playlist looking? It has 13 video in it. How is it ordered? Pretty sanely, so that's good. And so we can move on to creating one for, so automating that would be obviously really good. So I'm going to make a note out of that somewhere. Tool thinking, prototype for a few things like automate Twitch series to YouTube playlist. Addition. And yes, what's in there? Oh, add videos. That would probably be better. Official series for this playlist. I don't know what that means. Did I keep? No, I didn't. Like, let's go check this out. YouTube. Okay, right. First of all, I don't have my playlists in here, so let's do that. But do I see anything about official or whatnot? Don't see anything about official. Oh, I closed it again, but that's fine. Okay, so let's check out customization and add a playlist section and check out YouTube again. So I probably forgot to click publish. And it takes a bit to refresh visibly. Yeah, okay, playlist. So let's create one for Chronofold. Pure script. And then let's see whether we can do this in a smarter way now that we know that here is where you add videos. Sorry about that. And I want mine. Okay. 1, 2, 3. Oh, that's good. 4, 4. Two of the same ones here. Well, let's add both and we'll delete whichever one turns out to be redundant. And that's it. Except I think I have one that hasn't yet been exported. Oh, I have a couple actually. So let's do that. It could be that it wasn't exported because I tend to copy paste the logs in there, but sometimes there's an error it creates an error when you export. So not the best, but it is what it is. Okay. So how are we doing? We have what looks like a very sane order here. And maybe we can even add the ones that I'm uploading right now. No. Okay, but that's okay. We'll get back to it. And so now we have a new playlist to add to our, so we can close this. We have a new playlist to add to our customization. Edit section content, and we add this one, and we'll order them by most active. Okay, multiple playlists is not a very good section title. Playlists is sweet and simple. Is this updated yet? Not yet. Strange. And what about if I click on view channel here? Ah, okay. Well, maybe it hasn't updated yet for the second playlist. I'm not sure how that's going to show up, but it's nice. And okay, so let's do another playlist. That will be for Haskell n-body simulation in Haskell on the GPU. Like so. And then go edit and find the hidden button. And where do I start this? Here. Yeah, so I've actually started renaming the videos. I had a fairly generic title with, you know, 1, 2, 3, like I have for Chronofolding PureScript, and you know, I felt bad that people who are interested in Haskell and n-body simulation and GPU would come in, and basically there's still to this day not much about Haskell and the GPU. It's mostly about Windows tooling. I mean, the intro was a little bit broad, so that should be of interest, but yeah, so I've tried to annotate this, really trying to highlight the fact that this is really about some of this tooling, and also help people that might do a search come into this. Of course, actually, that's part, I think, of our maybe our paper prototype. Yeah, findability here. That's right. So there's a sort of a user journey here, which is finding, let's say, you know, Haskell, Windows, and CUDA 10.2 or something like that on Google, and then landing on my video, then how to guide the user, right? How the viewer. And so I guess that's where the kind of this idea of having highlight comments really comes into play. Okay, and those other videos are uploading now, so that's great. We can add this. And didn't we have also another stream? Yeah, we have number 5 for the Haskell series, so let's export it. And let's go back to Chronofolding PureScript, since it seems like we can now add our latest editions, 14 and 15. Show as deleted. Interesting. Lovely. And we should do the same for the Chronofolding PureScript series, meaning go through them and index them with keywords that corresponds to what we're doing. But what time is it? Okay, 22. Yeah, we'll see whether we have time to do this. I think maybe I want to do emojis, stream emojis more. So, but let's finish doing a little bit of organization here. I think we have then a kind of a streaming tools focused playlist that we can create. Streaming tools. I mean, I think I'm gonna check because I'm not sure that I've actually made those public. Oh, what? Oh, they're showing up twice now. Okay. Strangeness. And okay, we do need to add the what, you can't find that. Let's refresh this page. There we go. That can go in second. I can publish. And what do I want to check? Content here. Oh well, that's a little bit strange, but I suppose we could, yeah, get rid of these two things. Okay. And yeah, maybe check out the view channel. All right, yeah, much better. Good. So add channels, that's done. YouTube intro video, well, yeah, I guess we haven't done that. Title YouTube video, well, okay, we'll subdivide this into several because I've done the Haskell one, but I'll do the PureScript one some other time. And then there'll be the streaming tool one as well. And I wanted to check whether my streaming tool video were published or not. So let's go check that out. And no, they're private for now. So, oh no, we're not those first two weren't. Okay, so you know what? Let's just publish them. There's no reason to be shy. We are past this. Public. There we go. And so we can make now a streaming tools playlist. Add all the things into it. One, two. 3, 4, and I suppose I forgot to also do one for RimWorld. So let's do that. Let's play RimWorld. Then I saw that the N-body simulation video number 5 was listed now on the YouTube video, so I can update that right away and add it. And then we can add our 2 RimWorld videos. Let's do that. And yeah, that's the first one, and that's the, oh, it's not, that's the second one. All right, lovely. All right, so I think that's a kind of that's how I felt at this point. It's like, look at me, I have a YouTube channel. Look at me, I'm Mr. Mystics, right? That could be a Streamoji. That's kind of a fun one. And then there's one that's like warm, fuzzy feeling. That should be one. And then there's like, you know, happiness, joy, which is sort of, you know, it works. And I think all of these should have declination. And then there's one that is, like confusion ensues of some sorts, like the kind of triple question mark, which is what I noted here. It's like what? I guess it's also the what meme of sorts. So we have we have some stuff that we can source from here from Gary Benhart's video. Like what? Okay, this one is too creepy, but okay, yeah, dinosaur. Oh, that one absolutely. Like that is a must-have. I want the yellow gallery. It's funny. Okay. And then I can have all of those on my stream deck, right? And then show them up. So, okay. So first of all, is that a thing? Emotes on stream, Twitch, something like that? Like add emotes to your Twitch channel, but that's the wrong, I think that's the wrong thing. That's for chat, but I mean, chat, sure, fine, but it's more funny if it's on screen, like an overlay. So emotes overlay, an emote wall. I mean, I guess these, right. I think I'm just showing the fact that I don't know much about Twitch here, because I think that in theory in theory this can appear as an overlay. Add-on that shows emote on stream overlay when spammed. Kappa-Gen makes all of the emote explode. I asked him out and he told me I think it's custom made. He paid some developer to do it. Yeah. Stream element has an overlay for Kappa-Gen. They bought it out. I keep disconnected for this purpose. Quick soundbite. So it seems like something that people want. So doing an open source things for that might be an interesting way to get known by the stream ecosystem. So that's not necessarily a bad idea, huh? And does anyone use this term? Oh, where it's been registered, I see. Really? You found me? Oh, amazing. That must be, I don't know, that sounds completely weird. Oh, maybe because I put it in the log, in my log. Yeah, I did put it in my log. Huh. Wow. Streamities, what is this? Subcount, milestone, alert box. Interesting. It's an account-driven thing. Show me some examples rather than this. Okay, subcount. Examples.
Willkommen zu einem neuen Tutorial auf dem Streamities-Kanal.
Oh, German folks. I see, so that's the YouTube integration. And I suppose that Even in Streamlabs, you can also maybe import it. I see. That's if you don't want to do any graphic design. What does the milestone thing look like? I see. Okay. Huh. An alert box.
Hi. Do you want to make your
Okay, this one's in English. Maybe.
You can choose between milestone any number of your subscribers you like. Hey. We home with the computer or laptop. With us, there are no limits. Edit your
Yes, there are no limits. Okay, donations. All right, right. Shop. Oh, I see. And then they made a little marketplace out of that. I suppose that's a smart business move. And they are German. And who set that up? I see. Partners must be streamers the vendors to kind of do their social media marketing. Right. Management. Right. I see. But maybe we still have some room for. Maybe I should register streamoji.io or something, huh? If streamoji.com is taken. You know what? I'll do that now. I hope that, well, I think I don't have any viewer. No, I do have one viewer. Hey, viewer, don't beat me to it, okay? Yes. Sorry, I'm doing this off screen. And it's mine. All right. So, cool. I don't think there's prior practice for any of that stuff. So maybe I should actually make a note of some of those websites that I visited. Let's see. Well, that's a little bit strange. Welcome. Right. Okay. That. So I'm gonna note this. Okay, maybe I should actually start a new section for this because I think it might become its own thing. Not StreamJoy, but Streamoji. And you know what? I now have streamoji.io, so hello. And and maybe this Kappagen thing and Stream Elements is another. Maybe I should take a quick look at this. The tool within the Stream Element Overlay Manager guarantees to increase user engagement. And so is that a okay, I think I need to get out of support. Integrate your channels, chat and activity feed into OBS, stream management easy, chatbot, cloud-based overlay. how are those supposed to work? You just want me to log in to see it. Features, OBS Live. Stream management made easy. Okay. That was another thing that I really wanted to test on Streamlabs. It was the replay feature. It's maybe not even on Streamlab. I think there is a replay feature on Twitch itself, isn't there? There's certainly a replay buffer in Streamlabs. Replay buffer, and maybe there's a Twitch equivalent. This is me just learning about stuff. There's a Stream Deck thing. Okay. Yes, yes. Fine, it's a Streamlabs plugin, or actually an OBS plugin, not a Streamlabs plugin. Okay. Oh, well. That's a free thing. So I suppose they're upselling with their cloud overlay product. Yeah, that you need to connect to. Right, and those are like the graphic design thing. Right, and this display chat emotes on screen and generates emote explosion. Right. Mm-hmm. Okay, so well, yeah, no, yeah, I should probably, I guess, get the non-support URL in there, and maybe right, this says links here. Okay, so that's me doing a little bit of, I guess, market research, right? So you know what? Lightweight market. Let's not even talk about it as research, right? And yeah, I think I can be happy about having bought streamoji.io. Who knows? And then, yeah, those are actual examples here that I want to implement for myself. So yeah, how would it work? Well, it seems like it's very similar to the alert box concept in Streamlabs. So, and that would be the most integrated way for me to implement this. Now we're getting down into the tech. So similar to alert box, right? So let's see if we can find something about how the alert box is actually implemented. Streamlabs, except we don't even need the Twitch API, so that should be even easier. Sorry about that. Okay, Streamlabs alert box widget source code. So that stuff. I don't really know what the status for the Streamlabs app as a whole really is. In terms of, okay, open source, Streamlabs extensions, plugins, extension for streamers, widgets, plugins. Okay, there's a. Okay, it is open source. And it's on Electron and packaging, releasing, and powered by the OBS engine. So, I mean, let's take a look at let's get Streamlabs on screen right there, and try and find the terminology here. Studio mode, layout editor. CloudBot dashboard, Prime, editor, Alertbox library, themes, App Store. So it would be some kind of app on an app store or something. Well, they have lots of drop frames, huh? Okay, settings. So no real obvious extensibility point here, which is so maybe it means they're trying to upsell this App Store thing. Like there's no real extensibility baked in. That would be a bit sad, but maybe that's, you know, their business angle there, which we can forgive them for if their main code is open source and OBS is indeed open source and they want to do something that's a bit more commercially and packaged, and maybe that's not such an ugly move. But let's try and understand what's up with the Streamlabs App Store. So last time I looked, they were all only accessible with Prime. So, and it's a little bit weird that they're separate from the Alertbox library. They might be trying to, you know, I bet that's also a business move. I bet that they had it in the App Store, or it is also in the App Store, but they thought from their research that users wanted a customizable Alertbox, so they thought, hey, let's make that available. And I think even this stuff is only accessible for Prime users. Yeah, all of this is basically only accessible for Prime users. So yeah, okay. Yeah, they're trying to get a subscription model going, and I guess that is life in the 21st century. And you can't really, you know, blame them too much from trying to make a little bit of money, especially on top of an open source project, as I was saying, except that everything is Prime here. So I guess, and there's not even a filtering mechanism. So I was going to say, hey, if we do something that's not Prime, then maybe we could gain some visibility by being the only one that is not Prime. But yeah, this looks like no. And contribute to the App Store. Introducing the Streamlabs App Store. Share your work and empower thousands, At launch, we're happy to review application for developer, so web-based app, Windows environment to test apps in Streamlight OBS. Paid subscription, meaning no free app and no downloads to own apps with publishers. So that's a bit sad. You know, now I'm starting to blame them. Okay, fine. Oh boy. Now I can't pretend that I haven't read the payment term you want me to pay. I bet that's lawyers trying to move away from and marketers and sales folks trying to move away, or trying to create some kind of firewall with the open source versions. You know what? No, I am not agreeing to that. Install OBS plugin to Streamlabs. I thought that this was possible. Yeah. Yeah, well, because of the lawyers, I would say, because the business people are have decided that. That's sad. Finally found out someone tried to hack his way around it. Not sure plugins are supported in Streamlabs OBS yet. And so, yeah, we do not currently support plugins for Streamlabs OBS. We're just implementing popularly requested one. Yeah, give us an engineering answer when really the answer is no, we trying to sell them to you. The same plugin system doesn't just convert over, so it takes a decent bit of work. NDI and VST supported just because it creates all the menu on its own. Okay, have I been unfair? Still the case of these plugins are not supported. The only thing that stopped me from converting to Streamlabs is that I need the OpenVR plugin to stream and record VR games. Okay, right click on the source and select filters. If the plugin is working, you will have an option to add a blur when you click the plus icon to add a filter. Right, because there is some stuff plugin wise to so it's not plugin, it's a filter, and adding a source in our case, so like, yeah, basically would be creating a new widget. Okay, now I need to look at the license for Streamlabs OBS, because then I'm wondering, okay, could we fork that? It's a GPR v3. Oh, the lawyers and the commercial people must be unhappy about that, because then okay, let's look at where the widgets are here, because then maybe we can fork it. And also then, you know, submit a PR with our widget, which would be a pretty nice way to get some visibility, to be honest. So right, so because it would then display in here, it would be like Streamojis, right? What is Streamboss? Yeah. So yeah, well, let's take a look at that box. It's supposed this is it, except, yeah, so there's a widget manager. Let's take a look at the widget manager. That seems like just an interface of sorts. Onboarding. Oh, there's 165. Okay, so alert box. So there was a little bit too many hits. Some pretty modern, yeah, there's some types, yeah, pretty modern TypeScript actually. Decorators, custom source properties. Oh, they use Vue, not React. And then yeah, that's a lot of work doing all the localization stuff. So no shade on that. But still 97 heads. Outbox library. That's from the main. This is the Outbox library. Yeah, it is. So let's pick another widget, because that's not going to help us identify what a single widget is like. And then let's do Streamboss then. How about that? Streamboss. So we're gonna get to the the strings. Ah, yeah, regular widgets. Okay. Oh, that's a test. So let's app components widgets. Okay. So widgets are all here. Box, chat box, credits. Yeah, mostly. So added box. Oh, the dot view is the right, the HTML for the view. Right, some of that is the kind of property inspector for the widget, I believe, that appears when we click this. So let's check things like general settings, moderator tools, moderator. Oh no, oh well, it could be that it's not the string. So delay maybe, yeah. Settings, moderation, delay, moderator tools, yeah, alert moderation delay, and then above it, unlimited alert moderation. So yeah, so this is the widget editor, right? I mean, it's definitely copy pastable in my view. And we really can do this, make this very minimal. And yeah, these alert boxes can be triggered with a bunch of things. Right, and so DAG asset retrieval is going to be very app specific. So they're not called assets here, bits. Okay, that's probably, where is that? Source? No. Not global settings. Maybe each of these things has a different. Yeah, okay. Yeah, look, all of this here. Alert settings, minimum amount to trigger alert, min trigger amount. Okay, so that's, yeah, fairly involved. That's one of the most complex widget, I think, because there's like lots of menu ping pong going on here. So let's see if we pick up a much simpler widget. Folder goal, nation goal, jar. Advanced media share sounds quite interesting, although I don't like the fact that it seems like it's taking over the alert box widget somehow. So maybe I should duplicate my screen. And then add to this the media share source. Media share is fine. And what's in there? We're unable to find this broadcaster. Selected price per second. What the hell is that? Minimum amount to share. What? In order to control length, you can decide how much it costs per second to share media. Minimum amount donor must donate in order to share media. Are you saying that people submit this somehow? Test widgets. Photo. Setting this for 0.1330 would mean that for $10 media would play for 30 seconds. Default value 0.10. Huh. This is so strange. What is this buffer time? Okay, let's try and read about this concept. Streamlabs Media Share. Viewer tip to share videos and songs. Media share media request. Allow you to your viewers to send you video or songs when they tip you. Choose the one you like and play them on stream. Huh. How about that? Wow. I had no idea. Okay. Well, not the thing we're interested in. So let's just remove this. And let's add something else and see credits. Sponsor banner. Set up a sponsor banner, be able to edit, remove, update, rotating sponsor logo. The streamer manually adds images of sponsors. Maybe that's closer to what we want to do, and that should be quite simple, no? Let's see. So yeah, Streamlabs is not sponsoring us. So what do we have here? Widget hide duration, widget show duration. Set to 0 to show the widget permanently. 2 minutes. Okay, let's do 2 seconds. I see. So it will show for this duration and then hide for that duration. We'll want this to be triggered. But okay, I get the point. So if I do something like this, then it's going to just show and unshow. Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Okay, well, I mean, fine. We don't need that, but so if we don't hide it, then it will stay. Okay, so let's have it stay for now. Is that correct? Except we want it to, well, stay for 1 minute or whatever. Okay, what are you doing? Stop it. Set to 0 to show the widget permanently. Yeah, okay. And it does a little tweening animation bounce back ease style thingy, which is actually pretty neat. Okay, so apparently I've moved the thing without even realizing. How come? All right, the animation can be set here. Okay, well, apparently I don't know what I did here. Oh, can I use, oh, well, I don't have the replay buffer set up. So now I do, but yeah, I'm not even sure how I use it. So okay, now I'm following a tangent here for sure. Streamlab replay buffer. Instant replays. Hotkey. So I believe we have enabled it. Automatically start replay buffer when streaming. And then select a hotkey. Close the setting page, start, okay, it's supposed to start automatically, but okay. Add a new source to the current scene. There's an instant replay source. Okay, well, let's play for that. Let's play with that. BIM and instant replay. It's a widget. Sure. Okay. I can create a hotkey action in the Stream Deck. Okay, you know what? Let's do that. I mean, because I prefer that to hotkey. Streamlabs. Don't see it. Source is added. Set the hotkey to the same as. I need to create a hotkey action. So I do need to set a hotkey. I see. Let's do it. So let's double check that our settings are correct. Because I wouldn't mind having this actually set up permanently. So actually I'm going to move back to and copy this here. And then move back to the regular screen view. And then on output, replay buffer is now enabled. And then in general, we'd want to automatically start the replay buffer. And I think that makes sense. Automatically start the replay buffer. What else do they have? Show confirmation dialog with starting or stopping stream. Automatically record, no. Okay. I mean, we might need that in the future, but then, I closed it again, whereas I needed to go to hotkeys and save replay. This is actually a slightly different interface there. Stop or save replay. So what if I stop, then what? Then nothing happens. If I play, and then I say save replay. If I play, then it shows up for a second. That is misnamed, I believe, because save replay actually actually shows the replay on screen, as far as I could tell. Right, so hold on, where is this thing? And why is it not? Why doesn't it have a box like everything else? Restart playback when source becomes active. Use hardware decoding, show nothing. Is it because it takes over the whole screen? Let's test that assumption by doing this and then doing this. Source becomes active. Use hardware. It looks like it's a small thing here. Is it because it takes over the whole screen? Let's test that assumption. So now it's the whole 30 seconds. Yeah, and it shows this. It shows the thing. So it, and then now it just disappeared. Okay. Interesting. And and then there's the audio can also be set up here. Yeah, that's interesting, but I'm not convinced with the interface here. But at least we know a little bit more about how to use it. And I suppose we can do, therefore, save replay and do Control-Shift-S. And then I can do this again, and this, and then Control-Shift-S. And yeah, that's interesting, but I'm not convinced with the interface here. Yeah, and actually I can see my that you guys must have been hearing my speech. I just turned it off now. I actually cannot hear it, so that's probably would need to be fixed at some point. So let me. So we've been exploring something else here, which is Streamlabs and instant replay. And yeah, we set it up with Control-Shift. Control-Shift-S. But we need to do audio routing for it. So audio routing would be a thing. that will probably change my settings, I think. So hotkey. And then I guess the thought is that maybe the UX, oh, we need to set it up on the Stream Deck, and then I need to try it for a bit. But I think it would be better if we had a way to say maybe the size, the option for length of replay. Yeah, okay. So I'll do the Stream Deck thing now, though. See how I do a hotkey thing. System hotkey. So I suppose that's it. And then we'll call this replay, and we'll assign Control-Shift-S, and then I'll close it, and then I'll launch it now. Yeah, seems like it's working. No, of course. I mean, it's working, but it's doing things with my. It's maybe I shouldn't have picked that that hotkey because it triggers save in the editor. Okay, so let's pick I don't know, Control-Shift-Alt-S or something. That doesn't seem to trigger anything right now. So yeah, let's do that. And so we go into the hotkeys and we say save is Control-Alt-Shift-S, and then okay, I seem to have closed the Stream Deck window. And so we say that you are Control-Alt-Shift-S now. And so now even if we're here and I click the button, yeah, it goes back in time for sure, except my voice, which we're probably not going to use so much in coding, but is interesting as a feature, and maybe in playing though it might be useful for sure. Okay, and that doesn't really relate to Streamoji, so we can pop back the stack, stop with that tangent. And really, is it similar to a LED box? I'm still not convinced. That's the case, maybe more like sponsor banner. So instead of similar, maybe start from sponsor banner. I think that's a pretty good idea. So let's take a look at the code. We're good with the instant replays, right? So widgets and sponsor banner. So let's take a quick look at this code. It's fairly short and sweet. This is tooltip animation. Okay, let's look again at the settings here. Ah, I did this again. Okay, you know what? I want to deactivate this now. Windows 10, deactivate shake, whatever, IRO shake, yeah, that thing. Oh, really? I need to go in on the right side. Okay, no, there is a, looks like proper multitasking option. Okay. Multitasking settings, let's do this. I'm sorry, I'm doing this off screen, but multitasking settings, I got it. I can actually do this on screen now. And what? And then multitasking, arrange windows automatically by dragging them to the side. No, that I want. Oh, I see. So I don't have granularity for this, really? What you're saying? No, I don't want to snap off all of the... arrange windows automatically. This is not the same dialog there, but there's some local group policy editor way to turn off arrow shake. Oh boy. Okay, fine. GP edit group policy. User configuration, administrative templates, and desktop. Okay. And turn off arrow shake. Double click on it. Then click edit, set it to disabled, and press OK. Okay, let's test. Doesn't work. Come on. Okay, let's go back to user configuration and administrative template, desktop, turn off arrow shake. It shows disabled, but yeah, I suppose we might need to restart, and it's not told in this. So let's try and find some other. So it looks like yeah, arrow shaking group policy. You must be signed in as an administrator. I am not signed in as an administrator. Is that the problem? Not configured or disabled. It was on not configured. So I suppose that's not. It's not the way. All editions. Pro Enterprise and Education. Yeah, that's a good question. I'm not even sure which version I have. Okay, well, I'll leave it like that. See if maybe a restart will do it, and then I'll use the registry option afterwards. Right, so I don't know why this somehow disappeared below the surface. It doesn't really make a lot of sense to me. We can change media. Oh, the image can actually have a duration, okay. And then source is just some custom CSS. And there can be audio. Right, there can be audio coming out of it. So I think that's the right way to start. So now let's think a little bit about what the flow would be then. So we could do the hotkey option, I suppose. So we could add a hotkey for it if we fork Streamlabs, and or unless there's a there's a way to do some things to widgets. That's pretty cool. But so I guess we need to hook into this somehow, which should be possible with a closer look at the code. So let's do that. Let's see if mute and unmute are somehow part of here. They are not. Are they part of the view? They do not look like they are. Okay, so it would be actually interesting to understand the code a little bit better to see how they deal with these settings here. because I would have thought that, you'd want them to be located here. But apparently they're not, and so will these be in settings or hotkeys? Maybe if I search for hotkeys, app services hotkeys, and the Windows setting hotkeys view. That's what we're looking at here, I believe. And so, yeah, there's a sources, and where is that's coming from? Services sources index. Under here? No. Okay, so under app, I suppose. Yeah, services, sources, index. So that's importing the many sources dynamically, I assume. Well, oh, I see. Platform dependent list of possible sources, but except that, yeah, this is not. Oh no, it is a source. Yeah, it is a source, not a scene. It's a source. And so, but do I even have the sponsor banner in there? No. So those are maybe base ones, and then there are dynamic ones. No, there must be widget ones added to the base ones, I suppose. But it does keep track of the ones that are in use or not, looks like, although they can be duplicated. There's a webcam here and a webcam here. So widgets, yeah, show source property. So the update source. Would that be a case where settings for blah? I don't see this here. Right, but this is not the hotkeys directly, right? This is call by hotkeys, so we need to know what hotkeys grabs from its call to here, right? Sources services, yeah. So what does it get from the sources services? It's in global search and local search. Sources services. Augmented hotkey set. The hotkey set sources, and I suppose that general is what's at the top, and then whatever scenes, yeah, scenes and sources get thrown into this key set. The general one must come from well, it starts with it being, oh well, no, that's just an interface. Maybe it's fetched from hotkey services here. Hotkey set. Hotkey set, yeah, hotkey services. Get hotkey set. And then same thing for sources. So you get Okay, I think I'm gonna take a quick break, and I'll be back in 2 or 3 minutes. Oh, I'm looking for my. So I'll be right back. And we are back. Okay, so keyboard shortcuts for widgets, which is to say, where do these come from? And you know what? Looking at this, it seems like that's probably automatically added just because the widget has an audio output, and because of that, they get automatically added here by some process, which I don't quite understand yet. So maybe what would be useful is to see one that like this. Particles is, I think, what is particles is, well, sorry, I'm going to shift to, shift to, let's say, maybe the Be Right Back screen, and I will copy the particle thing and bring it to this view so we can play with it. And here we go. Whoopsie, not that. And so what type of widget is that? That's a media source. So media source comes with a restart hook, which sounds like very much like something we would want to have in our hotkeys. So let's try and see what a media source. You know what? I'm going to just focus down here on these on this code right now because it's a bit unruly. And right. So well, is it? It's not a widget, I don't think. Let's check it out. I don't think it's in the widget list. It's in the it's in the standard source list. So I don't know whether that's going to make a difference with regards to whether or not we can add a hotkey like a restart thing. So I don't see. Oh hey, we are tagged. Thanks for the follow. Welcome to the stream. We are looking now at this kind of sub project on streaming tools, and I'm trying to go with an idea, an intuition that maybe it would be fun to have something that I would call Streamojis, and it exists elsewhere. Like people seems to, it would be basically an overlay, right? And Kappa-Gen seems to be doing something similar. But instead of having users in chat, sort of spamming some emotes and them showing up on screen, I would like to be able to control some emotes from my Stream Deck or hotkeys, and then trigger them for different moments in my stream. Like for instance, when I'm proud of myself, then like something like, yeah, look at me, I'm Mr. Me6, if you know the reference. And then when I have a warm fuzzy feeling because I've achieved something, or happiness and joy because I'm triumphant, or when I'm confused or something like that. So make it a bit like anime-like, I suppose you could say. And so I'm looking at, okay, how would I implement such a thing, since I'm a coder as well as a streamer, right? I'm a streamer coder. Then I'm digging into the Streamlabs code to find out whether that's something that I can see a path for implementing. And right now I'm looking at a few widgets and sources in Streamlab, and specifically how they interact with the hotkey settings. And I just noticed that the particles source here has this restart, the possibility to hook in a hotkey to the restart, whereas most of the other ones and that I was looking at only have this audio hotkeys, and I think these audio hotkeys are sort of added automatically. And rather than look at widgets that have hotkey settings that are added automatically, I'd like to know how you get a source-specific hotkey in there. And so to know that, I need to find not the particles sources, but particles is actually a media source, setting for media source. So I need to find how media source are added, and maybe it's in source properties. So media source, default manager, mixer, sources showcase. Doesn't seem like that. Media share is not that. So it could be that there's a difference between here and media source props. So now I'm starting to wonder whether the fact that these two different things, these are old school OBS low level sources, and those are JavaScript built sources. And so maybe I should try and find whether JavaScript based sources or widgets have a dedicated hotkey settings or not. So let's see, how would I, well, yeah, I mean, the fact that media sources doesn't pop up right away here, it makes me think that start streaming, that's the case, that these sources are actually in the OBS engine. And I recognize them from the OBS engine, by the way. So yeah, so why do I even search? I know application architecture. All view components live in here. All services live in here. Store, bin. OBS plugins go here, and I extract it into Node OBS. We are trying to move away from this system and install plugins directly from their respective directories. Hold on 1 second. Because this would be... Because there's an inconvenience with building a widget-based Electron View plugin for Streamlabs, which is that OBS users wouldn't be able to use it. Whereas if we make this an OBS plugin, then maybe we can get it to show up in the standard column of sources here. And then it's also usable in OBS. And then we're happy. As long as, well, and it seems like we'd indeed be happy because clearly we can hook into shortcuts for such plugins, right? Like we were seeing in Particles, which is a media source. It has the restart thing. Okay, actually, let's also search for restart in the repo, because that might be also another hint as to where things are. Require restart. There's how many are we talking about here? 88. Okay, that's possible. I can restart app hotkey. That's for restarting an app, it looks like, and that's also in a test. So it could be that it's getting that hotkey restart. I don't know. These are all translation files. I'm not sure whether. Okay, audio startup. Extra settings, start session, restart. Slideshow restart, slideshow restart. Transitions. Not clear. Overlay settings, but not related. Restart session. Scenes. Okay, so I'm now starting to think that, in fact, the Electron app is somehow querying the OBS engine and therefore its plugins for these hooks, for the hotkeys. So that's pretty... In fact, that's pretty encouraging, because it means that we can, if we build an OBS plugin, then we can keep that compatibility layer and it should work well in both. It's potentially a little bit more ambitious, but let's also look at what's in plugins in there, because that's supposed to be... it doesn't exist anymore. Okay, so let's go back in time. When was this application architecture document built? 2018. So let's go to, you know, the beginning of 2018, I suppose. Or maybe, you know, I mean the, what, 20, let's see, version 026 or something. That wouldn't, this 2020. I want to try and find some indication, maybe, or maybe there's a change log. If there was a change log, that would be nicer. There isn't a change log. So let's continue. 25. Okay, so let's say after 20. How about that? Oh, 26. No, it's a 20. Can you do that? No, you can't. 20.0. Yeah, okay, 20.0 you seem to be able to do. And so, hey, how about around here? And then let's check out what the repo. Oh no, I don't want to go back to staging now. I want to browse files. And there wasn't a plugin directory at that point, so let's go back in time further. Let's go to 0.18.0. And now we're in 2019. So let's browse files in 2019. And we didn't have a plugin repo either at that time. So let's continue skipping 2 versions by 2 versions. Now we're now mid 2019. And let's browse files. No plugin thingies. 14. Well, you know what? 12. Yeah, there have been a lot of releases in 2019. Looks like, yeah, really a lot. Okay, so now we're back in September 2018. And there was no plugin directory either at that time. Okay, so we need to go further back. So probably 8. And now we are what? No, we are not where we need to be. So let's see. We might need to continue manually for a bit. They might have changed their annotation. Let's look again. What is specifically January 15th here? Okay. Okay, how about V0816? No plugins, but we're starting to see some movement in the top level folder, so that's good. V0812, how about that? That's only a month after that application architecture document. And there is a plugin repo right there. Okay, so let's try and bisect this. 0812, so how about 0813? I mean, I'm actually not bisecting here, but probably good enough. Okay, so it's there at 0813. And then is it there at 08? Oh, I needed to do preview. At 0814. Still there. So 0815. March. And that's when it went. Okay, so let's try and now go and I suppose we can start from here and look at the commits. And is there anything about plugins here? NDI plugin. Remove browser source for the install plugin script. Let's check out this issue and see what it touches. Not exactly what we want to know, I think. So let me double check, but I think at this point it did exist, the plugins folder, right? It did. And let's check a look at what's in there. Oh. What is this thing? So it was connected to the commit that we were, and the issue that we were looking at just a second ago. The browser source from the install plugin script. OBS browser is now part of OBS Studio node. So those don't seem like they're in fact OBS plugins at all. Browser plugin archive path. But now things are in OBS Studio node. And you would extract this somewhere, and it's a browser plugin. Is OBS Studio Node an actual OBS plugin? No, it's just some bindings to OBS or libOBS. Currently only Windows is supported. That's why Streamlabs is only available on Windows. Whereas whereas the OBS itself is available both on Mac, Linux and Windows. But I don't know if there's a cheap way to do cross-platform plugins for OBS. Let's take a look. OBS cross-platform plugins. Not install, but develop. Okay, developer guide. Install instructions. Examine some of the default plugins. Note that the OBS core libOBS is separate from the OBS UI, which is also separate from OBS core plugins. That would be in the documentation. Plugins. libOBS plugin objects. So I suppose that this is where some of the hooks that we see with media source and restart, that's probably here. In fact, we might be able to track the media source plugin here. In fact, it might just be in plugin. So let's do it. Let's see how good this is. AV capture. Well, the naming is a bit off. So we're on Windows as well, and So that says something maybe also about cross-platform, because a few of these are actually not prefixed by Linux Macs, but they are prefixed OBS, and so you'd think that maybe they are cross-platform built, and look like they are, well, if not Win32 return. Okay, well, I guess this is technically cross-platform, but not exactly what I was hoping. OBS browser, see? That's what, that's the plugin that was imported into Streamlabs that we were seeing, and that it was said was now inside the node bindings. So OBS browser, CF based OBS Studio browser plugin. CF brings a memory of when I was looking into GStreamer. Right, Chromium embedded, right, so it's an embedded Chromium browser. So that's probably all that, well, actually now I don't know, because with, so with OBS, you definitely need to be able to import like HTTP pages, for instance. You can do that as a media source. But here you would argue that because there's already the V8 Chrome engine in Electron, that you wouldn't need to then also import Chromium in it. So I don't know if that's the way they went with OBS Studio Node, or could be that they've migrated that bit to. Though this doesn't really sound OBS Studio Node like it's dedicated to doing anything browsery. It seems like that's more like, you know, the Electron bindings to LibOBS, and that's it. So why would not using browser here? I mean, yeah, the implication is that that stuff is now in OBS Studio Node. It's hard to tell. Let's look at the architecture document again. Oh, OBS Studio Node, the very exposes. Yeah, exactly, and that makes sense. OBS plugins go here, and I extract it into Node OBS. Install plugins directly from their respective repository. I see, so maybe the make file that this was patching would actually, or the JS file, that this would actually tell me something about plugin install. And indeed, it looks like at least face mask is, I mean, at this time in the world. So let's look at how this is done today then. That would be in scripts and install. Oh, there's a face mask plugin move now. Aha. Oh. So in fact, it looks like it is possible to import OBS plugins inside. And what is this face mask thing? Is that it could be something that has not yet been released, because it's on staging. And I haven't seen anything face mask. Let's Streamlabs face mask tutorial. Streamlabs and Twitch partner to bring face mask to its extension. Also works with OBS Studio. No, there's a question about whether it would work with OBS Studio. To use it as a monetized feature, you need slots. To have the ability to use the effects yourself, anyone with a webcam can use blah. I guess that this would be the very advanced Streamoji version, in fact. Yeah, that's the case. You'd want them to be machine learning powered to actually offer like face overlays and stuff, right? Because ideally, when I start streaming with the camera, I'd like those exclamation point to appear on top of my head. That'd be properly fun. Oh, it's already 5 p.m. and I'm supposed to actually go and start gaming. So what have we done? We have basically started exploring another pathway here to maybe create a plugin. I think maybe it seems like we could maybe start with an OBS plugin. That seems like that's a possibility, and that we need to somehow do a similar thing that that is done in this code, in the install script. Where is the install script? It's here. Like something that where we move the OBS plugin into the OBS plugins folder. And actually, let me do a thing before I completely sign off here. I want to look at what's inside the directory for the Streamlabs OBS tool, because it looks like there might be an OBS plugin folder in there, and that we might have some plugins that we can also take a quick look at. Yeah, it's hard to move me away from this. It's exciting stuff. Streamlabs OBS. Oh, we have shared resource and resources. So that's probably actually in app data or program data. It's not. I can see OBS Studio Hook. Oh, OBS Vulkan. Interesting. Okay, but not what we're looking for. And so then app data. Where would it be? In roaming? OBS Studio Node Server. OBS Studio has plugin config, but not plugin. But there's a few plugins in there. So I think I misread that pull request or whatever, that commit that we were looking at. Is it this one? Yeah, the install plugins. Removing the browser source from the install plugins script. And hold on, this is March 14th, and the face mask stuff was already. So when is this? Yeah, it is 2 years ago. I see. I'm really catching up. Yeah, I think I read that somehow removing the browser source meant that it was in favor of this OBS Studio Node, but I think I'm misreading this. Basically, what it seems to be is that instead of having a tarball rendered in this plugin folder, they're now installing the plugins directly from the repo, probably by pulling them in. I mean, what tells me this is what I was looking at off screen here, is that there's OBS browser available in this configuration file there, and that looks. I can believe that this would be CEF, Chrome embedded folder, because of where it looks like. I haven't found the. Oh, maybe it's in. Oh. Well, no, it's not. But yeah, there's a few options for where the plugin code could be, because I think that what I was looking at here is just config, not the code. So I need to search a bit more, but it looks promising. It looks like there is a way to make a plugin that's compatible. So I'm going to write this. Sorry, this plugin could be the best way to have a OBS and SLOBS compatible plugin. And so some of the next thing we want to do, so this is a task that is more about choose plugin development path, and here is find how hotkeys are hooked from OBS media source. That's the restart thing that we were looking at, into Streamlabs OBS. Because if you have that, then we can control it via Stream Deck. Not the most elegant, but I'm fine with that. And yeah, so that quite extends what I've put here in housekeeping. I think, yeah, that's because now Streamergies really are sort of their own things, their own thing. And we kind of done some of that. Those will be examples. Okay. So I'm not sure exactly how I'm going to be scheduling this, because obviously now we have two main tracks here. We have the Streamergy track and the SLZilla track, which is this, which actually corresponds to this particular high-level description. So I think I can actually say that this has been moved. And so it could be that, you know, even 2 hour on Saturday, I'm not even sure whether that's going to be enough to sort of, you know, move between one and the other. So I need to think about that, but I'll see how things go. And thank you for watching, really appreciate it. And yeah, hope to see you again on the stream or on the YouTube channel. And well, stay tuned if you want to see me playing some more RimWorld. I don't think I'm going to switch to Factorio quite yet, although that's starting now to be to tickle me. I'm going to go back to RimWorld, and I'll be on in about 10 minutes for that. All right, see you soon. Bye bye.